Hello, everybody.
How are
Hi.
you doing?
Pretty good. How you guys? It's good to see you all again. Yeah.
I'm apologies. At-large Councilman Patrick Harvey couldn't be here. You know me. I'm Don McBurnett, and you can see the others in the picture. We've got
Yeah.
District Councilman Person Cooks, District 1 Councilperson Joe Veracruz, District 3 Councilperson Monty Anderson, and District 5 Councilperson Johnette Jameson. So if you just take a few minutes and tell us about yourself, sir.
Well, I know we've all met in varying circumstances around on different projects in town. I'm interested in the multicultural board. Maybe the version as I understood it a long time ago. I'm not quite as familiar with this version that we have now. Part of it's based on the idea of what we were doing at the Museum of International Cultures in terms of trying to engage the the community in international dinners and activities, film nights, dancing, folk dancing, that kind of thing. So the Multicultural Commission was the closest board that I could see where maybe some of those activities could be brought forward to serve the city more directly. But in reading the information on your website about what the board and commission is, there seems to be a lot more to it about website development and communication and things like that, which is fine because professionally I work in media production and as a filmmaker and a video producer as well as graphic artist and designer. And have had a lot of experience for the last 40 years of doing that kind of work at a professional level. We've contributed here and there through the arts in Duncanville, as you all know. And so whatever commission I'm on, I would bring sort of the artistic mentality or the mind of the artist to that board, and thinking out of the box a little bit. So let's see, what else? Parks, I would be interested in parks as well. That commission, even though I only indicated multicultural. There are some things in concerning our parks, thinking again as an artist that have been on my radar for a while, such as, the Ladd property, the 10 Mile Creek stretch through there and what might happen there, as well as the existing parks. There's a lot of, we have really good parks. And so if there's a need for having some creative ideas or guidance or assistance, then I'd be interested in that as well. What else? Yeah, improvements through the community. I've been listening to some of the questions. So improvements, or what would help the small town feel of Duncanville. I think some of the ideas of carrying Main Street up to Camp Wisdom, taking it the other direction eventually in terms of improvements, and creating a walkable community, business to business, restaurant to restaurant. Right now on Main Street in the South, we have a lot of car stuff, auto shops and garages, and and that's not really conducive to creating a social Main Street world of retail. And so there's thoughts there that repurposing maybe some of what we have and suggesting moving perhaps some of those businesses to a better location. We still have the Toyota dealership area down there that's probably has, I'm sure it has plans, but to create an auto zone or sort of an area more like a district where that kind of business can be concentrated over time would be interesting. So these are the kinds of things I think about as, just in general. So.
Thank you, sir. Council Councilman Cooks, did you have a question for Mr. Perry?
Well, no, I did not, but I want to thank Mr. Perry for all of the contributions you've made throughout the city. You and your wife, of course. I know that's really the driving force, but no, but thank you. I really appreciate you guys' support and everything. Hey, Tim, the multicultural engagement piece struggles to have a quorum in some cases. Do you see your time commitment would allow you to help to make those meetings where they can have a quorum? I understand that's been their biggest challenge in order to be successful.
Yeah, my time commitment, I'd be committed to the time to be there. I did sit in on one of them when Mary Fay was on the board. I serve on I'm still serving on the board of directors for the Museum of International Cultures. The collection has been moved to DBU, and as well as the building is now sold and being repurposed. So our time as a board member there is winding down, and so I would have more time. I also serve on some other things in town, but I'm semi-retired. I work from home. I've got some time I can give to them. Yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions? Councilman Veracruz? Councilman Anderson?
Oh, can I say one thing though? I'm not sure, and I guess mission statements can change or directions can change as a commission or board gets going and with the help of the city. But really, the idea of multicultural is an important thing to both Ann and I. We try to be we try to be involved in that type of activity, and there can't be a more important issue right now than that in these times. It's the second largest topic and issue that we have in our country right now. The virus, the pandemic being the other one. So we bring our sort of set of values and ideas to the table regarding the idea of the oneness of humankind, and look at racism and things like that as sort of being the symptom of the lack of the realization that we're all part of the same human family. So that's one of the reasons that particular commission feels like someplace where we could do some good work and to help the community in the future.
Thank you, Tim. I totally agree.
Cool. Thank you.
Councilperson Jameson, did you have a question for Mr. Perry?
No, I know Mr. Perry, and I know where his heart is, and I do think multicultural is a good fit for him because he understands the concept that it's all cultures, all people, everyone. And I think that's something that sometimes they struggle with, that it's not a biracial. It is all cultures, and it includes everyone. And I think it started out more in that area, and then it is, I was privileged enough. I'm on the board of Women in Municipal Government, and they gave me a project the first year, and that was to judge cities who put their inclusive projects trying to win an award. And so you see, I'll just say this to you briefly. Arlington had a huge percentage of Vietnamese people. And I was aware that they did because of, I think it's like 303 when you go down a little bit more in and you see a huge community. And so it's bringing in all people. And, they had a project in their libraries of getting books, Vietnamese books, and reading to them and the children. And so I think there's things that could be done, and I think that you have a heart and a mind for that. So That's what we need, is somebody who understands we're bringing in all people, everyone.
And Mr. Perry, I don't have any questions, but I do have a comment. I appreciate the contributions you have made in the city as well, and I've enjoyed our time talking together as well.
Me
Okay.
too. I've enjoyed talking with all of you at various times. So, yeah.
So this really concludes our interview, but we want to thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All righty, our next one is Miss Susan, and I am going to move you over as the panelist. So go ahead and turn your microphone and camera on, please.
City Secretary,
Yes?
we do have a little built-in break at 7, so I wanted to get a little poll of our council people. You want to push through, or do you want to take just a little 5-minute break? Miss Bush is scheduled for 7:10. So you want to get up, stretch your legs, or? Okay, so we're going to take a little 5-minute break then, from what I can see from people. So just a little 5-minute break. And we'll
Okay,
start
thank you.
7:10.
All right.
All right, thank you, Monty. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Ms. Bush, I want to thank you very much for being here with us today. We appreciate, we do like the live interviews, but unfortunately we have to use the technology and stuff. So welcome. If you would please tell us a little something about yourself, please.
I've been a resident of Duncanville since 1984. It reminds me of my hometown, which is Montclair, New Jersey, and I just love Duncanville. It's so convenient for other cities, just like my hometown was. And my husband already had the house when we got married, so that was really nice to already have a house. And we have a 35-year-old son, and my husband just retired from UT Southwestern Medicine Center. And I volunteer, normally I volunteer at the food bank in Oak Cliff, but right now they're in that 75211 zip code, which is the hot spot. So my husband is undergoing radiation therapy. So he asked me not to go in until things were calmer, and I said, that's fine. I love working in the library. I've worked in library since I was in junior high school. And I worked in the library in high school. I worked in the library in college. I worked in the library when I got out of college as a volunteer. And then when my son came along and he was in elementary school, the librarian heard that I liked working in libraries, so she approached me and asked me if I would be interested in volunteering in the school library, and I said, oh yes. Then I also substituted at the same school, Santa Clara Catholic Academy, and then I ended up being a librarian when the librarian's husband got sick and he needed a kidney transplant, and she was a match, so she left. And then my son even asked me when he was in high school, now are you going to follow me to college and work in the library at my college? And I said, no, Matthew, I'm not going to do that. I promise you.
All right.
Anything else you'd like to know?
That's right. Thank you. Just to do quick introductions, and I'm looking at the screen. I hope you can see it in this same order, but there's District 1 Councilperson Joe Veracruz, District 4 Councilperson Mark Cooks, District 5 Councilperson Johnette Jameson, and District 3 Councilperson Monty Anderson, and I'm Don McBurnett, Mayor Pro Tem and District 2 City Councilperson. I see that you had two choices down. One was animal shelter and one was library. and I know you served on the library board. Do you have a preference on which one you'd rather serve for?
The phone, cell phone.
Would you rather be on the library board or on the Tri-Cities board? Do you have a preference?
The library board, because I've just remembered there's all those cedar trees down in Cedar Hill by the Tri-Cities Animal Shelter, and I'm allergic to cedar. So that wouldn't work out too well.
Council persons, do you have any questions for Ms. Bush?
I do. Hey, this is Johnette. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good. I wanted to ask you about, I noticed that they the library acquired sewing machines.
The library acquired them or is going to?
Yes, and they were teaching sewing.
Oh, that's nice.
So you didn't know about it?
And most of it, I haven't had sewing classes since junior high school, so I'm very rusty. My mother-in-law tried to teach me, but you know, it's just when you don't have someone by your side the whole time when you're learning, it's hard.
Trust me, I know. My mother, you could draw a picture of something and she could make it. And she put me in private lessons, and I was not interested at all. But I was just curious about what that project was. So you like all the things that the library is doing right now? Is there anything you would change?
No, I think our library is great. I'm so glad when libraries went to the computerized card catalog. It's so much easier just to put in the title or the author and up it comes rather than searching and not knowing for sure.
Are there any other questions for Ms. Bush?
I don't have any questions to Ms. Bush. And Ms. Bush, thank you very much. It's very nice meeting you tonight.
Nice to meet you too. Be nice when we can meet in person again.
Yes.
Are there any more questions? Okay, seeing none. Ms. Bush, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Oh, sure. Thank you. I enjoyed it. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, our next one is Miss Cynthia Clinton. And Miss Cynthia, go ahead and turn your camera on and your microphone off. I mean, your microphone on.
My video. Can you hear me?
There she is. Hello, Miss Clinton.
Hi.
Well, and stuff. Our apologies, the mayor and Barry Gordon and at-large council person Patrick Harvey can't be with us tonight, but I'm Don McBurnett. I'm the mayor pro tem in District 2, council person. And in the other pictures, you see District 1 council person Joe Veracruz, District 5 council person Johnette Jameson,
Okay.
District 4 council person Mark Cooks, and District 3 council person Lonnie Anderson. So we want to thank you for being with us. And if you can just take a minute or two and tell us about yourself, please.
Sure. Okay. I've lived in Duncanville going on 3 years. I'm single. I have 2 kids. I have a daughter that's 23 and a son that's 25, and a dog and a cat. My experience, I'm currently working at Parkland Hospital. I handle their intranet and their policy procedures, newsletters, brochures, forms. And I also help with process improvement for like the transplant program, cardiology, and now I'm on oncology. Those are just projects that they give me, and then I'm on for a while, then I'm off it for a while. Let's see, and then past experience before that, I used to work for a pharmaceutical company where I did event planning, which is my passion. I love planning events, which is why I enjoy working with the library. They do a lot, and I think it's really cool, everything they do.
Okay, thank you so much. And yeah, we see you're asking for reappointment. Does any council person have a question for Ms. Clinton?
I'll ask you about the sewing machines
Mhm.
at the library.
Yes.
Could you tell me about that?
Okay. Let's see. They were donated, as far as I know, because I was on the council last year, and they were there when I became a part of the council. And they have classes in the evenings. I know they have them on Tuesday night because I was going to sign up to do that before the COVID thing hit. But it's just something additional that the library offers. And the sewing machines are all in one of the rooms located there at the library.
And they were donated?
They were donated, and the classes are free.
Wow.
You just sign up at the front desk.
Wonder if they have remedial classes.
Oh, I hope they have beginning classes. It's been so long since I took kids, like middle school.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. I can relate.
It'd be fun though. No,
You think?
I took a Spanish class there back before I even got on the board. I took my 2 grandnieces, and it was really nice. They had classes on Saturday morning.
Yeah. The Spanish I can kind of relate to. Sewing is out there.
Actually, it was sign language. It was a sign language. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Well, it sounds like that you are very involved with the library.
I love it. And especially during COVID, how you could order a book and they would bring it to the door. That was just really neat to me that they did that.
Yeah.
So do you think our library relates to all ages? Do we do a good job of relating to all ages?
You know, just something I might suggest is if they had more things, because a lot of parents both work outside the home during the day, and a lot of the reading times for children are during the day. I think it would be neat to have a reading time for children, maybe one evening during the week. So parents who work could still enjoy that with their child. But I love all the events the library does. I think it's awesome.
So they do. You think our library relates to all ages, except for a couple of things? We do a good job. You think we do a good job?
They do great.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some things that the library, like downtown Dallas, did. Like they would have movie times at 2 o'clock and arts and craft times. But I believe, I don't know if we have family movie times or not, but that was something nice that they did, the one downtown. But I don't know if we have a place to do that here.
Probably so. We probably do, I'll bet.
Yeah, it's just something they offer that I thought was pretty neat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, are there any other questions for Ms. Clinton? Mr. Veracruz?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank her for applying, and then her energy and all the stuff that she can bring to the table. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. I hope to be a part of it.
Oh, yeah.
I echo that as well, Ms. Clinton. Thank you very much for your service, and look forward to you serving again.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay. I appreciate your service as well. We want to thank you for your time and appreciate your responses.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
y'all too. All right.
All righty. Our next one is Miss Alice Arnold, and I am promoting you over. Okay, you can turn on your microphone and your camera now.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Arnold. Thank you for
Hello.
being here this evening. Just the mayor and our at-large councilperson Patrick Harvey can't be with us tonight, so just quick introductions. We've got District 1 councilperson Joe Veracruz, District 5 councilperson Johnette Jameson,
Hi, Janet.
District 4 councilperson Mark Cooks, and District 3 councilperson Monty Anderson, and I'm Don McBurnett, District 2 councilperson, Mayor Pro Tem. So if you just take a minute or two to tell us about yourself, please.
Well, I'm a concerned citizen and I want to be part of the solution. I live next to City Park and I've been in this house for over 25 years. So I've seen a lot of things and thought I need to be a part of helping make things better. And that's why I got on or interviewed and was fortunate enough to get onto the Keep Duncanville Beautiful board last year. But I only got to serve a half a year. So I picked up Mr. Veracruz's last year, and then 2020 hit and I didn't get to play this year. So I'm looking forward to getting another chance. Just a happy homeowner trying to make my neighborhood better.
Wonderful, and I'm sure Mr. Veracruz appreciates you taking over for him as well. Does anybody have any questions for Miss Arnold? Mr. Veracruz.
And Ms. Arnold, thank you for filling in for me when I left. And so you really enjoyed it. You want some more of it, huh?
Yes, I have enjoyed the things I did get to do. I like to be in, when I was working, I got laid off in May. But when I was working, I'm in an office all the time. So I enjoyed the outdoor stuff, being able to get out of the house and go do things out in the community and the socialization of the aspect. But it was also very educational. I liked helping with the garden seminar thing because there's so much for me to learn while I'm playing. That was fun.
Oh yeah, that surely is one of the busiest boards for sure, with all the household and all the different projects that they have going. So I appreciate your willingness to reapply. So thank you.
I would like to ask you, Alice, did you work for a dentist locally?
Oh, I didn't work for a dentist. I was in an office and I worked for the Boy Scouts of America actually, and I got laid off in May. I understand there's an opening at City Hall. I will take all the references I can get.
I looked at the wrong one. There's an opening at City Hall. What, for city manager?
No, not that one.
You don't want to be the city manager?
Councilperson
And
Anderson.
so,
Sorry, go ahead, Johnette.
I was just going to say, and so I know that you're there by Caravan. By Chris Paris Park, and so anything going on? It's for those of you who have not visited that park, and I know there are some that have not. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful park.
It's got a lovely back field, and I keep trying to think what are some great activities we could do in the backfield. I have 2 good-sized dogs, and we have been getting up in the morning since I'm home and taking our morning walk over there. But now we've kind of need to ramp up our exercise, so I've started loading them up in the car and taking them to Armstrong and doing a mile loop on them. But so we get that lap around there, and it really is a beautiful park. But we get a lot of, because it's kind of secluded.
Yes.
It comes and goes. It depends on how much interference these visitors get, but we'll get a lot of those kind of those visitors that car one drives up, 5 minutes later, car two drives up. They get
Wow.
out and talk. One gets out of the car and gets in the other car, whichever way, and they talk, and then they leave separately, you know. And so, but I noticed earlier this week, because no, it was last week, I think, whatever it was, I was still walking across the street at the park. And when the dogs and I went across the street to go into the back field to do our walk, the parking lot was empty. When I came back, there was a police SUV over there. So I thought, oh, they must be paying more attention to what's happening here. I try not to be too much of a nag, but I probably give Timothy more information than he needs, because I'm always saying, you know, this tree's down and that tree's down. And
No, we need people that are vigilant and look over the parks. And Alice lives
literally,
almost in the park. So,
yeah.
so that's a good thing. We appreciate the fact that you're looking out for the park and for your service on the Keep Duncanville Beautiful board.
Thank you.
Council Member Anderson had a question, I believe.
Yeah, I just, I think we all try to make economic development and visitor development, quality life, a lot more complicated than it has to be. And I like what you said, because this is what I think it is a happy citizen trying to make your neighborhood a little bit better. And that's really how great cities get built. That is really how they do, one at a time. It's not the big stuff. You know, it's just that right there. And I appreciate you saying that. We should keep that somewhere. I wrote it down.
No.
Keep that somewhere. So thank you for doing
You
that.
don't necessarily have to attribute it to me, but that's nice.
Yeah. I appreciate that, but I thought that was a very good comment. So you sold me when you said that. So,
It is on camera, Miss Arnold. So
I can't deny I said it now, huh?
Councilman
Not that I
Cook,
would. Not that I would.
do you have a question or comment?
No, Mr. Arnold, thank you very much. I know we've met over the years, so thank you for all of your work and dedication and working with the city. When you work with the Boy Scout, with SB Randolph, still do?
If he was, I did not know him. I was in the corporate office at out in Irving. I was not at the Circle 10 office.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, thank you very much for everything you do. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Miss Arnold, I want to echo that as well. I appreciate you coming in and pulling Veracruz up and just contributing to our city. Thank you so much.
We know that get him off the board was to get him elected. Thank you.
Well, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. At least at this moment in time, I have no interest in being on the board, but on the city council. But I am interested in getting on the board, and I'm hoping COVID lets up so we can get out and do the more fun things outside.
Wonderful. Thank you again, Miss Arnold.
Thank you. Don't forget to say something nice about me at City Hall so I can get that job.
City manager?
No. It's I quite by accident discovered it was Chelsea's job. She said something about she was the one that was leaving, but apparently the job that they're that's posted is the job that Chelsea's doing right now. But I've sent my application and I've done all the right things.
I have received it, ma'am.
Okay. I told Timothy to put in a good word too, because I've worked with him over the year, and he and I have established a rapport.
So
I will look over it.
You're doing a double interview here tonight. Then.
I know, I'm doing my best.
Oh.
Yes, I was watching. All right, have a good night.
All right, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Bye-bye.
All right, our next one is Dr. Hollyfield. And all right, ma'am, if you could turn, wait, I don't think I moved you over. Okay, ma'am, if you can turn on your camera and your microphone.
There she is. Hello, Dr. Holyfield. How are you?
Hi there. How are you?
Wonderful. we appreciate your time here tonight. The mayor can't be here, and at-large Patrick Harvey as well. But you'll see pictured in there, we have Councilman District 1, Joe Veracruz. We have District 5 Council Person Janet Jameson, Council Member Mark Cooks in District 4, and Council Member Monty Anderson, District 3. And I'm Don McBurnett, and I'm District 2 and Mayor Pro Tem. So if you just take a minute, just tell us about yourself, I'd appreciate it.
Well, I've lived in Duncanville proper, come this September for 20 years, but I was in the woods for many years before that. So I'm very familiar with the city, the school district, and what's going on for the most part. I am a dentist by profession. I currently am the Assistant Dean for Diversity and Faculty Development at Texas A&M College of Dentistry, formerly known as Baylor. I'm married. I have 2 daughters and 4 wonderful grandchildren. And I go to church with Councilman Cook.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I was trying to look and see here. What were you interested in doing?
I am currently, excuse me, I'm completing my 3rd year, I believe, on the Multicultural Social Engagement Program. And I think I'd like to stay there. I was contemplating whether or not to do that because we've had problems getting quorums and meeting, and then COVID-19 didn't help at all. But I still don't think that everything I set out to do has been done. There's still much work to do, so I'd like to stay there.
Okay, what would you like to see done?
Well, we've been trying to celebrate our cultures, the different cultures within the city of Duncanville, and we've had a calendar of promotional information that we started working on in 2018. I don't know if you saw the write-ups we did in December for Kwanzaa, in February for Black History Month, and then in March, I think we did for Irish American History. And so we want to celebrate different cultures in terms of race and ethnicity. We want to celebrate veterans, LGBTQ populations, just different people that help to make up the city of Duncanville, and make it something that is just a part of the fiber of Duncanville, so that everyone will know that we're different and know that as a city, we appreciate those differences.
What would you do? Oh, can I talk? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Sorry, Mayor. Thank you. What would you do specifically to celebrate those cultures? I mean, Councilman Cooks and I were talking about this a few weeks ago, some ideas. I'm curious at what your ideas would be to celebrate. Like, what would we do that would be?
Well, the first thing, what we have been doing is more of an awareness campaign. We wanted to do something like the Culture Fest. I believe that was at one point in place. And a year and a half ago, we were discouraged from doing that because I think some other entity does that, but I have not heard it being done. But I think that we need to have a gathering when we can of different people where we actually allow different groups to show their talents, their expertise as far as cooking, whatever. And I'll be honest, I haven't thought of all the pieces that should come together, and I would not want to be the only one to do that. But some physical, visible display of the fact that we are different and that we appreciate the differences, because those differences are what make Duncanville stronger. Another thing that, excuse me, that I'm working on, actually.
So I didn't, before you head off, so having events, more fun events that would be around music and food and whatever the whatever the culture decided to represent. But those kind of
Fun is good. Fun is good, but information is also important. So we take a fun event to have the opportunity to share the information that we want people to know. And the other thing is, and I sent to Kristen Downs today, and I don't know if she sent it to you, on Friday, excuse me, at my school, we have a 3.5-hour diversity conference, and it's called the Conference on Race, Intersectionality, Sexuality, and Equality. And I have gotten speakers from all over the country in varying disciplines to come and talk in a free virtual conference about those things. And if you're not, I know intersectionality may be a word that a lot of people don't know. That just means that there's no person that doesn't have more than one, that has less than 2 different cultures. I, for one, am a Black woman. I am a Black Christian woman. I am a Black Christian woman who is a mother. All those different cultures intersect. And we have to learn to understand that everybody has differences. Even within families, we're going to find differences. And it's those kinds of things that help us to grow closer and learn to understand and appreciate each other. As a Black woman, that's become even more important to me than ever before.
Nice. Thank you. You just taught me.
Right. Councilman Cooks.
Well, great, Dr. Hollifield, thank you very much. And as many of you may not be aware, I recognized Dr. Hollifield during Black History Month, and thanking her for her contributions over the years and being the first. And I don't have a bio in front of me, so I won't try to do that by memory. But you guys may remember that I recognized her in one of our council meetings. So thank you again. I just want to thank you for the service and hanging in there. I just knew that you were going to switch over to another board, but I'm glad that you're hanging in there, because I think this is a year to see these things that you're looking for and the board's looking for happen. So thank you very much for your service.
You're welcome. I'm not a quitter.
I know you're not.
Excuse me.
Councilmember Veracruz.
Dr. Holyfield, thank you again for staying with it. Because a lot of times, like Councilman Cooks talked about, sometimes it's just easier to walk away, but I really appreciate that grit in you. And then also, we're going to try to get some help for you. I did log into your last meeting, and yes, you need some help.
Yes.
So we'll definitely do everything we can to get you some. So thank you very much, ma'am.
And thank you for joining. I saw that you were on there. And excuse me, I don't know if you realize that I was trying not to lead, but trying to push. I believe in empowering people, and we've got a young man and middle-aged woman who are our chair and co-chair, who I think are excellent people, and I want to grow them. It's not about me. It's about making sure that others move to the next level in their lives.
And by the way, I do plan on joining your conference on Friday. So thanks for the invitation.
Okay, and I hope all of you can.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
what is the conference on Friday?
It's called a Conference on Race, Intersectionality, Sexuality, and Equality. And we're going to be talking about social determinants of health. We're going to talk about social justice. We'll talk about being able to succeed and thrive, whether you are a woman, a person of color, or a person from the LGBT community. So we've got two 1-hour speakers, or 50 minutes, and then a panel of 3 people. And I think it's going to be very interesting. These folk are very, very knowledgeable. 3 of them are attorneys. One's an attorney and professor at A&M Law School in Fort Worth. One is the chief diversity officer for all of dental education, and one is the provost of her university in Detroit, Detroit Mercy. I don't know if you've ever heard of that school or not.
Okay. So
I used to be a follower of Shirley Chisholm.
Yes.
And while she was alive, and
yes.
Learned a lot from her as a young woman.
that's right. So, Dr. Holyfield, what I didn't hear though was the time that you were having your conference.
Okay, it starts at 9,
Out
but
there,
you're
let's,
welcome. We will be open at 8 o'clock for people to log in. So because at 9 o'clock, we want to start and respect your time. And it's scheduled to be over at 12:30. It will be interactive, particularly with the panel. You'll get a chance to talk. So you can ask questions of all of them. My team's going to be in place to help field the questions to make sure that everyone who has a question and needs to be heard gets that opportunity. Our panelists are diverse. We have males and females and LGBTQ individual. We have ethnicities across the board.
wonderful. Thank you so much for that. And I don't think there's any more questions, but we want to do thank you again for your past service and appreciate your time this evening.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Should I leave now?
It's
Goodbye.
yeah. It's
Okay, good.
thank
Goodbye.
you.
All right, our next one, she is not in here right now. So we'll give her, I guess, 4 more minutes.
We've got time, and then Kristen, if I'm looking at this correctly, we have 10 open. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So council, we have an 8 o'clock break scheduled and 8:10's open as well. Kristen, I guess if anybody else comes in, like if Mr. Wheeler and Mr. Kuntz and stuff come in earlier, council, are you agreeable if we just keep it moving? Okay.
Sounds good. I'll let you know when somebody else comes in.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All righty, we have Miss Yuri. Let me move you over. Okay, you can turn on your camera and your microphone.
Yes.
Hello.
Yuri, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm sorry. I'm getting my hair done. I'm sorry. Bye.
You're doing that all as part of being the Globe mascot, right?
Yes, but not right now because I have to wash my hair in a bit.
We'll hurry up then.
That's right.
Hey, Mr. Cook.
How you doing?
That's right. So,
I was getting my hair.
that'll be quick.
I know. I know we're moving fast.
So you're also, we have with us Council Member Vera Cruz from District 1, Council Member Monty Anderson from District 3, and Council Member Johnette Jameson, even though I don't see her in the picture, from District 5. We're here. So if you would just take a little bit of time and tell us about yourself, I'd appreciate it.
Well, my name is Ira Cruz, like you already know. I feel like you've known me already, but it's okay. I've been involved in the city of Duncanville for a while now. I just volunteered with the census committee last year. Well, not last year, but this year. I'm sorry. And I was part of the Tri-City board. I'm also the mascot for the KDB board. I'm Happy Earth. I also used to volunteer a lot at HR and around City Hall. Sorry. And well, right now I'm working at the Duncanville Fieldhouse as a front desk ambassador, so that's cool. What else? I just graduated high school. I need 2 more credits. Thank you. I need 2 more credits to get my associate's degree because I was an early college student. So I need 2 more credits to get my associates. I'm working on it right now. I'm currently enrolled in Sierra Valley. And hopefully I will be attending UNT Dallas during fall. Oh, and I also like working a lot during the elections, like working for Dallas County. Yeah, so I was just working with them a couple weeks ago for this elections. And that's all I can think of right now.
That's all you can think of, but that's a pretty good list. And I do appreciate you being Happy Earth. I mean, that's a big job in itself. So what do you see doing for Keep Duncanville Beautiful besides being the mascot?
Well, I want to reach out to more young, like a more young community like myself, and get some more people to help out with the community, like cleaning parks and stuff, or keeping them clean. I guess just spreading the word, yeah, just spreading the word a little bit.
Okay, thank you. Any other council members have questions?
I don't have any questions for you. I just want to thank you again. First time I met you, you had that same excitement that you had the first time I met you. Thank you very much, and I really appreciate everything. I mean, everything that you do. Congratulations on your graduation as well. Hey, is your number 469? Is that 655-4282?
Or 4287.
87. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you very much.
So,
Thank you.
that's right. Councilmember Jameson, did you have any questions for Ms. Cruz?
I just wanted to make comment on perfect attendance. I think it said here perfect attendance, but you're currently on the Tri-City, and you want to go to Keep Duncanville Beautiful, correct?
Yes.
And she is currently the Happy Earth mascot.
Yeah, I've been working with them, like volunteering with them. Even though I'm not part of their board, I've been trying to, work with them. Yeah.
You had a birthday this year, right? So you're now 18.
She's 18.
I'm turn 18, yes.
Okay.
And you're doing your hair right now.
Yes, ma'am. It's my first time doing my hair. Yes, ma'am.
So you multitask.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, I think that does it. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and happy hair.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, well, we have nobody else in here that has an interview, so we're on a break.
There we go.
I will let you know when somebody appears.
Wonderful. Well, then we're on a break, folks.
All right, Mr. Wheeler, let's see. You go ahead and unmute yourself and your camera, and then when council's all back, they will start the interview.
Hello, Mr. Wheeler. Good to see you. Let's see. I see Joe V. I see Monty. I see Johnette. Mark, are you there? All right. Well, we're going to go ahead.
Mr. McBurney, can you see me?
Yes, sir.
All right.
We've got a quorum, so we're going to go ahead and continue.
Sounds like a winner.
We have with us Alex Wheeler. Alex, I think you know everybody on the council. Is that correct?
I think I know everybody with the exception. I haven't personally met Mr. Anderson, and I have not met Mr. Veracruz, although I do know he is in my district. Represents District 1. That's where I am.
All right. Joe and Monty, give Alex a wave there. All right. Alex, just take a minute or two to tell us about yourself and why you want to be on the TIF board.
Okay. I am presently, with the exception of being under review or new application on the TIF board, where I've served proudly for a number of months now. And I have been here in the Duncanville area for the past 25 years, previously to my new address, which is 1531 Natalie Lane, 75137, zip code is the same. I resided for 20 years at 915 Thistle Green, down in the Greenbrier area, a little further down coming toward you all. And I love Duncanville. I hail from Waco, Texas, and I've been in Dallas area since '81 when my wife and I came here. And like I said, we moved to Duncanville in '95. I am a high school graduate of at that particular time, a segregated school, graduated high school in 1964, A.J. Moore Higher there in Waco. Went in the service, attended college for a couple of years after that, and went in service in the Air Force. Stayed in there for 4 years, came out, spent a couple of years in the reserve while getting my college degree. Graduated Baylor University, and as I said, we came here in the Dallas area around '82, and Duncanville since '95. I am a retired educator / sales and marketing. I have enjoyed both as my career ended approximately 6 years ago from the working force, okay? But I still work. I work a lot in the church. I attend New Hope Baptist Church, which is the oldest African-American church located in the Dallas, Texas area.
Where is that?
It's in South Dallas, in the southern south sector of Dallas. Sunny side of Dallas, as they say it. It's at 5002 South Central Expressway.
What's the name of it?
New Hope Baptist Church.
Is it real big?
Pardon?
Is it real big?
Well, it's an average size. If you go on our website, which is the same as I've said, newhopebaptistchurch.org, and we're medium size. We hold about an average of 400 max, but we have a beautiful sanctuary, and most of although we have a new pastor now who is young and vibrant and ready to project us into the 21st century in a big time way. He's been there about 7.5 months. That church has been pastored. Let me give you a couple of names that you might recognize. By Maynard Jackson, who was the mayor of Atlanta, Georgia. Derek Harkins, who was a consulting senior religious advisor in the Obama administration, and by numerous pastors throughout the history of that church. We just celebrated our 147th year here in Dallas on this past Sunday. So that's about a little of the history of me. I taught in the Dallas Independent School District for a number of years, about 17, 18 years, and finished up my educational career at the Von Ewell Townview Center, where I taught criminal justice and law enforcement. That's what my education is in from Baylor. I hold a criminal justice degree. And prior to that, I've been involved in private business from the law enforcement, both private and public prior to that. So that's about a history on me and where I am about now. So I still work, but the difference is I work on my time, which is probably more than when I worked at the set time that I did for a number of years, because I move around quite a bit, with the exception of the, of course, the COVID-19 virus that has inundated us quite well, I must say, to the negative. So we do a lot from home, visual or viral as we're doing now, but I do a lot. And that's about a history on me.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Wheeler. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Wheeler? Monty Anderson, did you have a question? Monty, you're muted. Councilman Cook, you have a comment? There you go, Monty. Now you're on.
Well, I didn't really have anything. Sorry, I was just listening. What do you think right now? I mean, what do you think that? What do you think if Duncanville could only do one thing? If they could only do one thing, what would it be? If we as a city policymakers could do one thing, what would it be? With what you've seen.
I'm on the TIF board, and I was on the bonding committee where we got the bond approved. I'm looking for some.
No, one simple thing that we could do.
I'm going to give it to you. Simple thing that I'd like to see would be a convention center. I just think that would bring in additional revenue. I think.
Okay, back up. One thing we can actually afford. One thing simple. One thing really simple. That's a like a money pit. Those things are. So it's.
I'm marketing, so I think money, but I guess an improvement on our parks and recreation.
Okay.
I don't think that's a real exclusive thing where we have to spend a lot of money. We have nice parks and recreation. I think our toiletries or latrines could stand some things in which we have allowed in the bond, but we just got to get started. So I'd love to see our parks and recreation, some improvements done on those. I think we'd be fine.
Wonderful, thank you. Anybody else have any more questions? And just as a reminder, we're already on a little bit of a time crunch.
No question. Alex, thank you for your service as well. I always learn something different about you when I talk with you. So good to see you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cooks. I really appreciate you. I send greetings from our pastor emeritus, Ron Jones, who's doing exclusively well.
Yeah, I need to hook up with him again.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Wheeler. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Mr. McBurnett. You all have an excellent night.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, our next one is Mr. Jeremy Coates, and let's see. Okay, sir, you can turn on your microphone and your camera.
Hello, Mr. Coons. We want to welcome you. You're still, there you go. Now you're live. You're live. Thank you.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Welcome you. Our apologies because the mayor can't be here tonight. Also, our at-large Councilman Patrick Harvey. But the quick introductions we've got on the screen: Joe Veracruz, District 1, Council Member Jameson, District 5, and I'm gonna. Oh, Monty's leaning. There you go, Monty. Here you go. Monty Anderson, District 3, and Councilman Mark Cooks, District 4. So we appreciate your time here tonight. If you just go ahead and tell us a few things about yourself.
Sure. Moved from San Antonio about 2.5 years ago with my wife and 3 little kids. I taught piano, gave private piano instruction for about 15 years or so in San Antonio, among lots of other things. I've competed on an elite professional level as a triathlete for a few years. We moved to Dallas, the Dallas area, so I could work as an evangelist at a small church over in Lancaster. And so I served full time there as an evangelist.
Okay, thank you. So your interests are with Parks and Recreation, the library, and Keep Duncanville Beautiful. And I guess you've got them ranked in that order that I said them. What do you think you would bring to those groups?
What was that order again? Because there was one, I was primarily interested in the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board, but.
That was the first one listed.
Okay. Sorry, what was your question again?
What do you think you would bring to those groups?
Well, you know, my primary interest is in the Parks and Rec Board, but you know, as far as the Library Advisory Board, again, with 3 little children, we spend a lot of time at all the area libraries, including DeSoto, Cedar Hill, and sometimes Lancaster. And so you're just observing different programs and seeing all the different, just the different kinds of programs that all the libraries have, and seeing what's effective, what's not. And of course, with our little children, looking for, you know, for programming that's beneficial to them and enriching to them, and you know, programming that's good for the community. And so, you know, my wife and I are always talking about different things that Duncanville could do that might improve the programming. And my degree is actually in English, literature, and language, and so you know, books and reading and writing is primarily what my educational background is. And so I have a great interest in literacy and just finding different ways of, especially in this area, encouraging literacy, especially with the young people. As far as the Parks and Recreation Board, I still train quite a bit, even though all the races and things like that are canceled for now. I spend quite a bit of time training, of course, at our parks. And before the natatorium shut down, I spent quite a bit of time there. But I do a lot of running, and we spend a lot of time at the parks. And again, just a lot of just observations about what could be improved, you know, potential additions, you know, things that seem like they're redundant or not working. And again, I'm from San Antonio, and you know, San Antonio, of course, it's a bigger city, a little bit bigger than Duncanville. But just noticing, you know, some of the health and wellness initiatives that San Antonio took, and you know, just thinking about how some of those things could work here as well, even in a small town.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Councilmember Cooks, did you have a question?
You know what? I didn't, but I got a chance to meet Jeremy for the first time, July 4th. And Jeremy, I know we're on a real short time frame, but would you share with everybody really quick what you shared with me when you went out to run one day and ran the wrong way, and how you questioned yourself, where did you move your family?
Oh,
would you share that really quick? That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that was the first morning after the first night we spent here. We live off of Creekwood Court in Forest Hills, at Wheatland and Cockrell Hill. And the first morning that I woke up here, I went out for a run, just trying to explore. You know, anytime I'm anywhere, I explore the area by running. And so most places you go north, and things get nicer, and you find nicer places to run. But I went north of Cockrell Hill, and I went under 20 there, and ended up in Dallas. I didn't realize I was in South Dallas, and you know, things took a turn for the worse. You know, I was running past liquor stores and just odd characters walking the streets, and so it was kind of startling, and I was concerned a bit because I thought I was still in Duncanville, and I got home and I was really upset, and then I realized, oh, I went the wrong way. And once I started exploring Duncanville and started running around Duncanville, Duncanville is a wonderful place for running and outdoor exploration. And it took me a while to find all those wonderful spots, but Duncanville is just a wonderful place for families to spend time outdoors and playing and recreation. And one thing is, I don't know if a lot of people know that Duncanville has all these wonderful parks that we have, but that was my experience as far as learning what all Duncanville has to offer.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Jeanette, he took me to a spot in your district that I never knew was there. I think he was trying to kill me because I could not make it up that hill. I had to stop and walk. Let me admit it. Thanks.
Well, we have the prettiest districts.
Yeah.
Jeremy, you should have looked at District 5.
There's not a spot of Duncanville that I've not explored on foot or on my bike.
Oh, yeah. It looks like you have a recording studio behind you.
Like I said, I'm a pianist, and I do a lot of production for other artists, sometimes my own stuff.
Well, I started
major.
piano before I started school, and I took it through college. So why did you start?
Why did I start?
Yeah.
What again?
I started before I started to school. So my parents got me started. And my
playing the
father
piano.
Also, yes. And my father was it was very popular for his age group. He sang in a quartet, played a trumpet, and he would be the minister of music when they would be looking for a new one at the church. And so I played all of his music for him for choirs and stuff like that. So what was your start? What got you started in piano? And
so I was actually self-taught for the most part. When I went to college at St. Mary's in San Antonio, St. Mary's University.
In San Antonio, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And there was when I really started taking formal lessons.
Oh.
A great teacher, but just passed away recently. But yeah, I started taking formal lessons there. And when I graduated, again, I was an English major.
Jeremy, you've gone on mute.
Yeah. You've gone mute, Jeremy.
Ring during Zoom.
There you go.
Sorry about that. But anyways, yeah. So I started taking formal lessons in college. After I graduated, like I said, I was planning on writing books and making a living doing that, but that hasn't exactly happened yet. So I started teaching elementary school age and preschool age kids piano and small group lessons, and as a contractor. And after about a year or two of that, I started my own studio and did fairly well at that.
Wonderful.
But one thing with piano and music, you're just talking about your own generation and learning. Unfortunately, especially with piano lessons, we might be 2 generations or so away from kids no longer taking piano lessons. That's unfortunate.
Well, you know what? The thing that they should really understand and know, I don't know when they discovered this, but music and piano really helps with math. And it uses the same part of the brain. And so it would be wise if parents did that and got their kids reading music and got involved in it. And maybe the library should expand and some area like that because it's excellent for math.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right. Okay, folks, we're starting to run short on time. Does anybody have any other comments or questions for Jeremy? Okay, seeing none. Jeremy, I want to thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it and look forward to seeing you running around Duncanville.
Yeah.
I'm sure y'all have seen me before at some point. I mean, there's no way you haven't seen me. You know, sometimes people honk at me. I don't know if they're honking for me to get out of the way or honking to say hello.
What do you wear?
Running clothes, usually a white hat. I usually start off at Armstrong Park and do, a couple of laps there before going out, and starting my actual run. So anywhere between Armstrong Park, Lions Park, the Cedar Hill Preserve, and Big Cedar, going down Wheatland.
Yeah.
Of course, up and down Camp Wisdom. Now that we're talking, I'm sure you'll see me at some point or another. So
Yes.
honk
Maybe
twice.
they're honking because they think you're handsome.
Honk twice. All right. Thank you, Jeremy, so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.
All righty. Our next one, Demetria Miller. She unfortunately did not register for the event, and Chelsea did try to get in contact with her. So we're going to go ahead and skip to Constance Willis. And I am moving you over right now, ma'am. Okay.
Hello, can you see me?
I can see you.
Hello, Miss
Constance.
And you can hear me okay?
We can hear you well.
Hello, everyone. How you all doing today?
Good.
Wonderful.
And you?
Good. I'm good. Good.
Thank you. So, Miss Willis, just quick introductions. I'm Don McBurnett. The mayor unfortunately can't be here, so I'm Mayor Pro Tem and District 2 council person. And then moving around the horn, I see Council Member Joe Veracruz, District 1, and Council Member Janet Jameson, District 5, and Council Member Mark Cooks, District 4, and Council Member Monty Anderson, District 3. So again, we want to thank you for being here tonight. So yes, if you just take a minute or two just to tell us about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm Constance Willis, and I am in District 5. Ms. Jameson, I think I've met you maybe a couple of times. It's been quite a while back. I've been in Duncanville for over 30 years. I'm married and have two kids, and my husband has an all-state agency in the Duncanville area. And my background is I have a bachelor's degree in business administration, and I have an MBA in business leadership. And I have a banking background, and it's all been 36 years of banking. I all in operations. And I was just recently laid off in November, right before COVID. But it's all worked out. I was just thankful to be there as long as I has. So I attend church in the area in Dallas. I am very active in my church. I've worked with the city of Duncanville and with the Parks and Recreation. I can't remember the man's name, but because I was over the youth ministry at the time, and they had something going on by keeping the parks beautiful. So I had the youth, and I was a coordinator, outreach coordinator, and I involved the youth in that. And I do a lot of other things, but I'm interested in on my application, I said I was interested in the civil service and Parks and Recreation. And something I didn't put on there, but I am open to it, is the economic development team, since my background is in banking, and hopefully by that I could assist in that area.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from council?
Do you have any ideas about the Redbird Park, since that's closest in proximity to where you live?
Yes, it is. It is close in progress. As a matter of fact, I used to go up there and walk every morning. Well, almost, yeah, every morning. So I am familiar with the area.
You have any ideas about the park?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I did. As a matter of fact, I participated in the survey that they had maybe a couple of years ago on what I would like to see in the park. And I think for the most part, right now, I am glad that they have a restroom up there.
Hallelujah, praise the Lord.
I know, right? And
yes.
I'd like to see just a few more lights. I'm not sure of the reason why it doesn't have that any lights towards the back, where I know that there's a landowner in the back who has horses and stuff. But I would like to see more. I like to be. I'm a fitness buff, so I'd like to see more stations, fitness stations, maybe a few more benches. I would like to see, and like, you know, the area where they have the lifts, the lateral lifts, just like in different sections of the park. As you're walking, you can stop and just do a specific exercise. And right now it just has the area up front. I would like to see, I like the flowers. Some people, I'm not a real big dog person, but maybe a dog park, maybe a little small area, maybe a little putting area that people can participate in that. So those are the kind of things I would like to see. There are more. I have a list. I can't even. I saved that list on my computer at home, so I can't think of everything else that I would like to see. But yes,
that's all right. What you gave were some good things.
Okay.
Councilman Cooks.
Yeah, Constance, you mentioned the EDC as well. Tell me one thing that you think we need from a business perspective that'll help increase business in Duncanville.
Well, I like food, and I would like to, I like to see more restaurants come to the area. I would like to see more things for children, such as I would like to see the bowling alley upgraded, or even another bowling alley. I'd like to see places like Main Event, you know, something to cater to children, since Duncanville is growing. And I just think the area Duncanville can offer a lot in that area. But that and restaurants and more things for children to participate in. If we had like I would even like to see like the water parks such as they have at Cedar Hill. I would like to see something like that. It could be a smaller version. But I would like to see things to cater more towards children, because that's what families look for when they look for a place to live, is the benefits for their family, and specifically for their children.
Any other questions? Mr. Veracruz, did you have a question?
No, sir, just a comment. Just, ma'am, I thank you so much for your vision, your what looks like it's going to take a lot of endurance to get that stuff done, but I think I see it in you. So I appreciate you applying, and yes, we look forward to working with you for sure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Councilmember Anderson? Okay. Ms. Willis, I want to thank you so much for your time tonight. Appreciate your time and your perspective.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All righty. Our next one is Miss Betty Colbert, and I'm promoting you over.
No, not Betty, not Betty.
Wait, where did she go?
You're not ready for Betty?
Yeah, no, not Betty. No.
I don't, where'd she go? Oh, there you are.
No, not Betty, not Betty. Don't let Betty come on.
Not Betty, it's Maya Angelou.
Oh, she heard us. Oh, okay.
There she is. Hello, Miss Betty. Good evening to you and stuff. I think you know everybody on our council, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Miss Betty, why don't you just tell us a little bit more about yourself then?
Oh, well, that's too dark now. Well, my name is Betty Tuggrath, and I'm currently Vice Chair of the Duncanville City Plan Commission. I've enjoyed serving on this commission. I've enjoyed working with the current commission members. We've made some progress, even though you all have, canceled out a couple of our approvals, but that's the way democracy works. So I've enjoyed it and look forward to continuing my service if you all so see fit for me to, return to the commission.
Thank you, Miss Betty. What do you think P&Z could improve on or do?
Well, really and truly, since we don't have that much activity, we don't have a lot of activity. I think getting our plan approved and getting that process through, because one thing is that we have some codes that are kind of outdated, but we're working on updating it. And I think that so far, everything I've seen that they propose or that is being proposed are very positive things, because some zoning categories could be, be completely deleted or phased in with others that would help us a lot. And so I think getting the plan approved and those changes made and taking some of those things out that are no longer applicable to our planning and zoning, that's going to be a plus. And really, I mean, that's kind of the biggie right now, is bringing bringing it up to date, because it's really old. And so I think that's going to be the challenge, of bringing it up to date.
Thank you. Council members, questions? Mark?
I have something.
No, I don't have any questions, Mr. Betty. I'll just wait till the board meeting and get our views there. So no, thank you, Betty. No, thank you very much for your service and really the all of the expertise that you bring to this board. I really appreciate you. I can't tell you that enough.
All right. Council member Jameson?
Yes, when we sat through the last meeting, one of the things about Duncanville is because it's only 11.2 square miles, in my opinion, it's not large enough to absorb some of the things that larger cities like Dallas or even a McKinney or Arlington or a Grand Prairie. So, I guess like the little houses and some of that stuff, I wasn't real wild about listening to some of that. I was just wondering what your thoughts are on that.
Well, I come from a long background of zoning, and I have to be real careful sometimes about expressing my real opinion, because while they are my opinion, they might not fit with democracy. But Duncanville is a small bedroom community. That's why I chose to move to Duncanville. And everything just can't fit in a bedroom community. Now, that doesn't mean that everything don't fit, but some things don't fit. And I have nothing against small houses to house homeless people. But at some point in time, when those people have to be on their own, because the government, it's not the government's responsibility to take care of people. It's people's responsibility to take care of themselves. So at some point in time, that person is living in that small house at the government's expense. He's gonna have to move. Okay, who's gonna take that person's place? So is it gonna be a steady stream of transient type folk moving into small houses? Because you know and I know a growing family, a husband and wife might be in a small house, but as soon as they have a baby, they're gonna look for a bigger house. When they have a second baby, they're gonna look for a bigger one. So while all that's real nice and real cute and a nice thing to say, that is not a workable solution, in my opinion. Now, it's not a case before the plan is on, but in my opinion, for a city as small as Duncanville, because we simply do not have the room to absorb that. Now, that's my personal opinion.
And I say, right on, Sister Betty. I'm with you.
Councilmember Veracruz, did you have a comment or question?
Yes, sir. Just want to thank Ms. Colbreth for serving thus far and staying with us, even though we don't agree on everything, but that's good. I appreciate it. I do. Because you got to have it. You know, you just got to have it. And I appreciate you sticking with us. So thank you, ma'am.
Councilmember Cooks, were you going to say something else?
I was telling everybody to finish. No, Betty, thank you for your comments, and I was just holding mine back again. But please do us a favor, and that is don't hold back on us. We know that you have a wealth of knowledge, and as Councilwoman Veracruz just said, we won't always disagree, but we have to use some of the experience that you have experienced to help us. But again, we won't always disagree. We will always agree with the same thing, but we need to hear it. And this way we can have some great dialogue back and forth. And so I appreciate you being very direct with us, whether we agree or not agree, but still keep sharing.
And I didn't hear that. I didn't hear you say that in that meeting. So for me, it was refreshing to hear your point of view, because a lot of things were presented and I'm sitting here thinking, what? You know, so I'm glad to hear that.
Well, you know, the thing about it is, when people are making presentations, I've always been receptive to presentations. It's just like with the container homes. I don't have a problem with a container home now that I know what a container home looks like. And I know the fact that a container home ends up really being a regular home. They just use containers versus 2x4s and steel and sheetrock. So it's a difference between a container home and a tiny home. But when you think about the size of the city and what we already have, it's more of a place where family people want to move. There's nothing wrong with that. And even our Main Street development, now you see people at night walking and so, you know, it's just a cozy environment. It's a cozy, good place to live. And I don't think it's anything wrong with maintaining that. I don't think I would just shut the idea out. Well, okay, your idea is fine, but let's just kind of move on. you know what I mean? You know,
let it move to Arlington.
And there's nothing wrong with your dream, but let's, you know, we got to wake up. So that's just the way it is.
I'm with you.
Thank you, Miss Betty. Councilmember Anderson, do you have anything else? Okay. Anything else, folks? All right, Miss Betty, again, we want to thank you for your time this evening, and we also want to thank you for your service as well. And
And your
appreciate
character.
Thank you all. I appreciate you giving me this time to interview, and I hope that you see fit to reappoint me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, the next one, I don't think he needs an introduction either. Where's Mr. Goldman? Are you there?
I'm here.
Hello, Kenneth. How are you, sir?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Let's see if you want to buy a picture.
See you on.
I'm trying to. It won't let me click on my picture.
That may be all right. I've heard some things about it.
It won't let me do it.
All right. Well, this is
I
good
don't know.
luck.
I've been on Zoom all day long.
Well, you know everybody, right?
I do.
So we don't need to do the introductions. The mayor and the at-large Patrick Harvey can't be here tonight, but they're all familiar with you. So, but why don't you take a minute or two and just tell us a little bit more, or something that you would like us to know?
I would like to let you know that I actually do these cameras all the time, but for some reason it's not letting me do it this time, so I apologize. But for those of you who don't know, my name is Kenneth Govan. I serve as the area manager for Encore, and I have served on the Duncanville Economic Development Corporation, and here talking to you tonight in regards to a reappointment to that board. I have thoroughly enjoyed and learned a lot in regards to things about Duncanville that I did not know. Projects and how different projects affect different parts of the city. The demeanor and atmosphere and personalities of people in Duncanville that I didn't get a chance to know before I had this position. Learning more in regards to some of the development opportunities and the future prospects of that's going to make Duncanville a great place. Working on the committee to provide grants to small businesses during the time that we've experienced this COVID-19 pandemic. Number one, it showed a lot in regards to who the city was, but we got an opportunity to learn in regards to a lot of the small businesses. Businesses in Duncanville are very proud. Businesses in Duncanville know that they live in a great community. I have been told a lot of times Duncanville, just like the Best Southwest Partnership, Best Southwest region, is the best kept secret. Well, that's changing. That's changing a lot. You know, we were a bedroom community. We were a community that prided itself on retirement, on retirees coming to Duncanville to retire. But over the past years, and my time on the ED board, it has really given me the opportunity to see that it's not about retiring. This is about really flourishing. Working with the school districts and some of the things, and talking to some of the youth in regards to what they want to see in Duncanville after they graduate, has given me an eye-opening experience in regards to businesses and what type of businesses we're going to have here, and what's it going to take in regards to partnering in the community to make businesses not only survive but succeed. And I like that. I like being part of that. As with my company, what I do for a living every day, I don't sell anything. I'm not trying to sell anything to people. I'm not trying to make sales. But as a company, we want to invest in the community, because if the community survives and the community succeeds, so does Encore. And this is another extension for me to do things like that, to be involved and to listen to people to find out what are some of their concerns. Sometimes you got to sit up there and go to the little coffee house and listen to some people who don't want to stand up in front of people, but they have some valid concerns in regards to that. And I've had the opportunity to do that, and I enjoy doing that.
Thank you, Mr. Govan. Questions from council? Mark D.
Hey, no question, Kenneth, but I guess I don't want to take it for granted, but to tell you thank you for your support in the EDC and all you do for the city of Duncanville as well. So I just want to take this time to say thank you.
Well, I appreciate that, Councilman, but I have learned in regards to the different personalities in regards to working in Duncanville with the businesses. When we do the grants for businesses, getting a chance to sit down with the business and learning more about what they're looking for and how they feel outside of just money has been an eye-opening experience.
Okay. Councilmember Veracruz, you had a question or comment?
Yes, sir, Mr. Govan. I just want to say thank you for serving, and then your willingness to continue to serve, because you're right, it's a tough time, and that knowledge and experience you've gained is definitely going to help us get through this. So I truly appreciate you and all you do. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you being my city council member in regards to your willingness to be open and available in regards to questions and things like that. I appreciate very much.
Councilmember Jamerson.
Hi, Kenneth.
Hey, Councilwoman.
I just want you to expound on what you were about to say when you said that was an eye opener. What was the eye opener?
You know, a lot of times people, because they have a long-standing business in town, we take it for granted that they're happy here.
Yeah.
And a lot of times cities take that for granted. Oh, they've been here forever. They're not going anywhere. I have learned through talking to them, we're giving the company money, but they're still letting us know in regards to some of the concerns they have, and they feel taken advantage of. They feel like, oh, we've been here forever, and y'all really have never paid attention to us.
And when you're talking about y'all, who's y'all?
The community, the city, the EDC.
Well, are they talking about the city and the Economic Development Board, or they're talking about the citizens?
I would say all of the above. I've had I don't want to actually mention any names, but I've actually had, some companies that have been here forever, and their response was, y'all just think we're going to be here forever, and y'all just think we're going to stay here. And I'm a relationship person. I took more time to sit there with them and find out, okay, what do you mean by that? Maybe I'm one of those people. I'll take this on myself. And understanding more of exactly what do you mean. Let's have more of a dialogue. We've given you the money. Now let's have a dialogue in regards to not what you're going to do with it, but who you are as a person, who you are as a company, and what do you mean by they've taken you for granted? Let's dive into that. And we're still having those discussions. In regards to for people to say, City of Dallas has asked me 3 times to move to Dallas, but I'm not going to do that because I've been in Duncanville, but I don't want other people to feel like I'm not going to move just because I've been here a long time. Talking to another company, a lot of times they have a misconception in regards to who can help them do certain things. They have a staffing issue. They want to know more. They want to have more qualified individuals to work at their facility. And when that happens, they feel like the city doesn't care. Well, if the city doesn't know that you're having those concerns, unfortunately, yes, we care. But, if I have 1,000 businesses in Duncanville, I'm gonna need you to have a relationship and reach out to people to actually say, not to always complain, but to come and say, hey, I have a concern. But don't wait until we set up a meeting with you. And then when we get there, the first 45 minutes is a complaint session for something we knew nothing about.
Right.
And he appreciated that. He was like, Kim, you know what? I didn't call anybody. I just figured the city didn't care. And I was able to let him know, no, the city cares, but if we don't know, I am not going to be one of those people that's going to stop you from working, from doing what you're doing to make money. Just come and say, are you okay? Unless I've set up a meeting, a formalized meeting to do that. But they was concerned, like, why we gotta have a formalized meeting to do that? Well, number one, I want to be legitimate and I want to be real. I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to stop by and make it look good, and we're not going to do something about it. One of the things I've learned in working for Encore is that if you make a complaint to an officer of the company, don't expect them not to respond and do something about it. So if you make a complaint to me as an EDC member, don't expect me not to do anything about it and just say, keep it to myself. So we're going to work on that. And that's just kind of one of the things that I've prided myself on and I've enjoyed doing.
Okay.
I hate that I hate that you can't see me.
We see you.
We don't
see
hate my shirt and everything. We love it.
But your lips aren't moving. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
Did you have a question or comment for Mr. Govan?
And look at his come hither look.
Monty, did you have a question or anything for? Okay. All right. Hey,
thank you,
Kenneth. My question is, what do you want to see going forward with 4B?
You know what? Here's the thing. I would like to see. I would like to see us go forward in regards to getting more of an entertainment district here. Different cities in this region down here have talked about that. We have the opportunity to make this a destination city. I would like to see us doing something where something that benefits the citizens of Duncanville. We're using their tax dollars to do economic development. And so, like I said before, I'm really interested in doing something with the Toyota property. But because of where it is next to apartments, but it's also right off the highway. So I think that is a great opportunity for Duncanville, and I want to see us going forward in regards to making that happen with that. Housing. I know we don't directly influence development in regards to the city, but we have a lot to do with it in regards to the retail. I want to see more of the unique and boutique type restaurants, the new coffee restaurants, the burger place that we do. Those are places that you can't go to DeSoto. You can't go to Cedar Hill and go to those restaurants. I want to see us more have specific projects that's dedicated and more specific to Duncanville.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions from Mr. Govan? All right, seeing none. Kenneth, we want to thank you again for your time tonight and appreciate your past service as well.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the time, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure.
Thanks.
I'm waving back too, but y'all can't see me, so.
All right, last but not least is Ms. Jan Knoll, and I'm moving her over right now. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, Jan. I heard your voice, but I can't see you yet.
Okay, let me see here. Oh my. Let's see. Share screen. Here we go. Is that it?
No, not yet.
Okay. Let's see. Okay.
Your camera's turned on. Do you have something in front of the?
Or is the view the other way?
Okay. There we go.
There we go.
Okay. My mistake. The camera was turned around. I didn't realize it. Okay. Very glad to see y'all again.
Jan, I think you know everybody here, right?
Yes, sir. I believe so.
Okay. The mayor and at-large Councilman Patrick Harvey couldn't be here tonight, but we appreciate you being here. Will you just go ahead and tell us a little bit more about yourself and your time on the library board?
Okay, anybody that's new, I have 31 years experience as a school librarian, and I've definitely enjoyed being on the school board, learning a lot of things, helping with activities with the at the field house, and attending all the Friends of the Duncanville Library meetings, and our library club. And I really appreciate the on curve book service that was this year. And I'm looking forward to learning more this year, because in our Plan B lives now, I'm looks like okay, got off track here. The reason I'm wearing my Hufflepuff t-shirt, I believe we're all learning how to be Rons and brave and persistent. And I'm looking forward to learning from all of y'all how we can be a good community to and thrive for our students and parents, and teachers and the rest of the community. And I'm more brave and persistent when I'm with a community, so I'm looking forward to learning from all of y'all. And any more questions from y'all?
Council members, any questions? Jan, how long have you been serving on the library board?
Okay, it's been several years.
So, you like the direction it's going?
Yes, sir, very much. I think it's a very good team.
Okay. Anything you'd like to see?
Let's see. Just more of the same, but we're going to definitely have to do things different, since, you know, a lot of things I think are going to have to be on Zoom now. And I guess that's going to be, we're all going to have to be pulling together to see how we can adapt to have our, I guess, definitely Friends of Duncanville Library meetings on Zoom, book pencils on Zoom. And I guess we're going to have a lot, I guess, a lot of webinars on Zoom until we all get the vaccine. And I've been definitely keeping up with things with I'd like to recommend Book TV on C-SPAN 2, and we're going this is what I usually do during my the public comment part of the board meeting. This is the latest book I've been reading, well, you can't see, White Fragility by Robin DiLangelo. And over at Trinity United Methodist Church in August, we're hoping to have a Zoom webinar, and I will be contacting Miss Chelsea, and I really want to appreciate Miss Chelsea. She's been definitely holding my hand getting on Zoom with all of y'all, and I just really appreciate all y'all's hard work. And like the Broadway song goes, I'm still here. So I used to tell y'all, as long as I can drive, I'm here. As long as I have Zoom, I'll be here. And like I said, just thank y'all for all your hard work. And oh, and that the previous, didn't need to overhear the previous interview. I would like to vote for finishing off thing for all the kiddos. Like why should Ellen over in Cedar Hill have all the fun? We need a miniature golf place over here. And I want to thank you for your time.
We
Thank
used
you.
to have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, but it wasn't enclosed. It wasn't air conditioned. Something, I guess we need arcade, something like that.
Yeah.
So,
I don't see any more questions for Ms. Kroll, and we want to.
Noel.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I
Sorry.
used to tell
Hey,
the school kids, Noel like Cole.
And so, yeah. So anyway, I appreciate your time this evening.
Yes, sir.
And what you've done and served in the past with our library board.
Right. Like I said, I'm looking forward more of the same, and I hope to hear from y'all soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay.
All right, Kristen.
That's it.
That's it for tonight. Council members, I want to thank you for your time tonight and patience and everything else in getting through this. Get to go do it again tomorrow.
Call the time, sir.
Okay, the time is 9:24. Meeting adjourned.
Bye. See y'all tomorrow.
Thanks.
Bye.